Hello, my name is Annabelle Wilkinson, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys about the importance of both financial and social well-being. For this final project I have in adulting, I'm supposed to make a PSA talking about what I believed to be the most important lesson I learned this year in this class, and our lessons this year were divided up into the 5 sections of well-being: social, community, career, financial, and physical. And I, instead of choosing just one, wanted to talk about a confluence between both social and financial well-being, because I believe that these are the 2 most important lessons we learned this year and are the 2 most prevalent lessons that I learned in regards to what I'm going to do in the future. I chose financial and social well-being as the 2 most important pieces of our curriculum this year because I believe if you are able to maintain a consistent and stable financial well-being while also having a healthy and happy social life, those are 2 key ingredients to having a all-around successful and fulfilled life in general. Which is why I wanted to create a PSA talking about the importance of educating yourself on how to have a stable financial life, especially as a student, while also talking about the importance of having a good social life as well. First off, I want to talk about financial well-being. As a junior myself, the topic of financial life is a very significant thing for me, especially amongst me and my parents, as I'm preparing to go into my senior year, which is going to be completely overruled by college applications and preparing myself for being an independent individual. A part of this is the discussion of how I'm going to pay for college. And of course, there are many different ways that people can pay for college. The most popular and most talked about way is FAFSA. This is a form you can fill out so that you can see how much money the government will be able to provide you to help you out with college and paying your student loans. And it's recommended that everyone applies for this, as you never really know exactly how much money they could give you, and it can definitely help you out in the long run. You could also go in and take out loans from the bank, which is another very popular way people do this, because sometimes people aren't entitled to a lot of money from FAFSA, and so you need to go to the bank and directly ask for money. Of course, it's not free money. You have to pay it back to the bank once you're done with college. And so this course has been really, really helpful because I've learned a lot of really nice tips and tricks about how I can help myself, so in the future when I'm not right out of college, I don't have a pile of debt waiting for me. Even though I think it's inevitable for me to have some debt, I think this course has shown me a lot of ways I can save money and save myself from a potential disaster in regards to my financial situation. For example, one of the first things we learned is about with textbooks. When you are in college, buy used textbooks instead of buying new ones or renting them out. That way you can have them and they can last you a long time, but at the same time, you're not spending too much money. And of course, you can sell them again at the end when you're done, getting yourself a lot of money back as well. You can also volunteer to be an RA at whatever college you go to. This is where you are a dorm leader for a dorm hall or a dorm building. Basically, this is where you are in charge of the underclassmen within your dorm hall. Like, you are a leader in their eyes, and this helps you because you get free lodging for a year at your college, and it saves you a lot of money, and it looks good when you graduate from college as well. So that's really recommended. However, it comes with a lot of responsibility. There's also a work-study program you can do. That's depending on the college you apply to. Not all colleges have this, but some colleges allow you to get an on-campus job where the money that they pay you can help go to your student loans. That way you're not left with a pile of debt when you're done, and also it gets you a lot of work experience for the possible future career you might have. You can get it in the admissions office, you can get it working in the food court, you can get it anywhere, but this depends on the college you're applying to, as not all colleges have this opportunity. Another way you could be doing things right now is, as a high school student, getting a job and saving up the money you get from that. You could set up a GoFundMe. You could do many things right now to help yourself save up some cash. Obviously, getting a job right now or starting a GoFundMe doesn't sound like it's going to get you a lot of cash, and quite frankly, it probably won't, which is why a lot of these nice tricks and tips help out, because it means that you're going to be able to be saving money little bits. Just remember to moderate yourself when you're in college. I'm speaking like I've already gone to college. I definitely haven't, but if there's anything I've learned this year, it's to be really cautious about how you spend your money and to spend it wisely and to restrict yourself. It's really hard to find a nice balance, but that's the art of life. You have to find a balance between work and fun, and that includes with finances as well. You don't want to isolate yourself. Social lives sometimes cost money going out with your friends, which is exactly why I wanted the second part of this video to be about social well-being, because I think sometimes these 2 go hand in hand. and that's exactly what I'm talking about next. In regards to social well-being, as a teenager, I obviously have a lot of experience with my social life and the importance of it, as every kid goes through stages of feeling like their social life isn't the best, and then also going through stages of feeling like their social life is the most important thing to them. When you're an adult, it's a lot more difficult to maintain a healthy social life because it's not like you're constantly in school. Obviously, once you're in college, you have more of a structured social life, but once you graduate, it's a lot harder to put yourself out there and find a support system, which is why this course was really helpful, because it showed a lot of different ways that you could potentially help yourself how you could potentially set yourself up for a really successful future in that regard. When you're in college, joining clubs and finding communities are really, really important things, because they allow you to not only have network connections while you're in college to help you get a job right outside of it, but it also gives you potential friends for life. You have to be able to put yourself out there and make sure that you as a person are being taken care of just as much as your education and your financial well-being. This is because what's the point of living a life even if you have a stable financial well-being? I wanted to add something in here real quick, just because I was watching this video back and I said, what's the point of living a life? I don't know why those words came out of my mouth. That's stupid. There's always point to living a life. I think I just meant to say, what's the point of having a life with a stable financial well-being if your social life isn't great? Basically, my point was, don't just focus on like your financial and career well-being and whatever. You have to focus on yourself as well. That was a point I was trying to make. Obviously, I'm stupid and it didn't come off that way, so sorry about that. I don't know why I said, what's the point of living a life? That's dumb. Sorry for this brief interruption. Okay, back to the video. If you're not happy, this course really there was a section of this course that was really focused on the emotional well-being of a person, and that was the social aspect of it. We talked a lot about love language and what it meant to connect with another person, and the values behind a social life, and why social life in general is very important. As teenagers, this is something we're constantly dealing with because our social lives are very important to us at this age. And I think it's really, really, how do I say it? It's very underappreciated, the importance of having a stable and healthy social life. This is because people are constantly forgetting that it's not as easy as it is right now to put yourself out there and make friends. You go to school every day here, and so you are in school for 8 hours every day, which means it's a lot easier to find people to connect with. Even when you're in college, you're not in school every single day, and people are very much doing their own things when they're in college. So finding little communities or clubs that can help you out with this are really, really important. And when you're an adult, socializing with your coworkers and putting yourself out there and allowing yourself to have friends of your own is really, really important as well. I think that it's really critical for whoever's watching this video to understand that as an adult, because I'm assuming this video is going to be watched mainly by parents, you've probably figured it out already how to maintain a pretty good social life. And so I would say just passing that knowledge on to students or your children is really critical, because I think that this is a very under talked about section of life. I didn't even really think about this before this year. I didn't spend too much time dwelling on what am I going to do for my social life when I'm an adult. I didn't really think about it, but now that I'm realizing it, I think it's very important to take the time to get to know yourself and get to know what you need as a person, so that you can find a support system that's going to help you succeed, a support system that'll stick by you, and a support system that's going to be there for you even when you're an adult and away from college. Financial and social well-being, I think, were the two most important sections of well-being that we talked about this year, because they're the most immediately important pieces of our lives that we need to talk about. Financial well-being is super critical to college, and social well-being is super critical before college, during college, and after college. It's something that's always going to be there, as well as financial well-being, but I believe that college is the most important step that we need to talk about. So I really hope this video was informative. I don't really think it was. Sorry about that. I don't know. I'm not super genius or anything. I tried my best to pay attention in the class. If it helped, great. If it didn't, super sorry about that. I don't know what to say. And also communicating. Communication is key. Talk to the people around you. Talk to your parents about what you might need financially. Talk to your friends about what you might need socially. Be a very open person, and I think life will be a little bit easier. Of course, I don't know everything. I have 7 mental breakdowns a day, but that's not the point. I clearly don't have my stuff together, so this is, you know, this course is helping me with that, I guess. They're like telling me how to stop freaking out every 5 seconds. That's good. I need to learn how to not do that. God, I really don't know if this video is over. I don't know what more I should say. Like, I wrote out a storyboard and stuff, but I don't know. I don't even know if it's good. I have to edit this one. Okay, that's it.